you know me, I'm down with Grouppe P.
Well, you're down with Grouppe P because Grouppe P2, byproduct of the success of Grouppe P1.
What was the success of Grouppe P1?
Well, Cameron, I mean...
Cameron?
Well, put me on the spot.
Yeah, no.
Well, we sold 5 cars out of the 7, and then we sold
6.
one after the auction.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was by far the comments, the participation, the active bidding, the number of no reserves and other things was successful. Like the project car that we sold.
Yeah.
That was fun because it was like a Legos thing. There was many comments about, oh, wow, this is a Lego project. So I think the diversity of the cars and just the fun format of it. And obviously the 910 selling, the most expensive Porsche selling.
Setting a record.
Hold on. You guys sold the Beetle for more than any other Beetle on Bring a Trailer?
Yeah.
It is the King Beetle at this point.
King Beetle.
King Beetle.
Wow.
Yeah.
All-time record high?
I believe so.
Going to a guy who, this was not his first rodeo, to say he's one of the biggest seasoned collectors in the country / based out of Southern California, that was a good push. Emery cars coming out here, so you'll see it.
Oh, Emery cars coming home, boomeranging.
That's sold.
Big cars, no reserve. Let's talk about how big are the cars. What are they?
GT2 RS 2019 with less than 600 miles.
Paint to sample.
Why does no one drive those paint to sample GT2 RS?
Well, in this case, the guy had, 35 other cars.
Okay.
65 911.
Yeah.
And you can describe that car better than anybody because it was part of the Ingram collection for a good long time.
Is that the blue one you got?
Yeah, it's a Valley blue car. It's got it's one repainted fender, but other than that, everything about the car is legit and authentic and original. So that beautiful color combo of Valley blue and a black interior, and it has the period, Talbot lights mounted on the fenders.
Is that a 4-screw horn grill?
Yeah, so it's an early car, 65, a 301 car, VIN, and it's a very special car, and it just has the looks that it hasn't been monkeyed with.
What else you got?
A 914-6 in orange, which will be a fun car to sell. Great color combination. We've got your project car, another project car, which is a twin grill roadster, which is infinitely more interesting than the last project car in model.
Yeah.
The other car was really interesting because the body was already done. This one is unpainted and ready to be ivory again.
Yeah, no, it's very clear because it's down in the raw metal, so you see all the restoration work ahead of you. But it's a rare model. They only made 250 of the twin grills.
What year is that?
62.
Okay.
So.
I made 250.
Yeah, and so it has the T6 squared off hood.
That's probably rarer than the GT2 RS.
Yes.
Quite.
Quite.
Yeah.
So it's a full-on blown restoration project, but it comes with its numbers matching drivetrain. So it's.
And then the Halo car this time around. Well, before we get to the Halo car, the 365 SC Cabriolet, original paint, original interior, original top. Dr. Jackson's car back in the day.
Yeah.
That's kind of boomeranged back through Cam's.
Yeah.
So that guy had a lot of cars, right?
He was, if you want to say, he was the prototype for the American Porsche collector.
He was the OG.
He was the OG.
Yeah. 906.
906.
Yeah. Another big car.
Well, it's keeping in the time period.
It's so cool because if you think about selling a 910 on BAT, I mean, I think.
Who would do that?
Correct. Only nut jobs.
Had anyone done that before?
No.
I think, there's certainly, BAT is building, we all know about the following, but now we're starting to see some of these mega cars, and I think Steve and I were talking, and then the reason we started this whole thing with Groupe P is just to bring these esoteric cars to mass market. It's kind of neat to see all the views and participation of people, and a lot of folks not knowing what a particular model is.
Were the folks at Bring the Trailer surprised by the success of Groupe P-1? Or at least the attention, the eyeballs?
I think if there's a surprise there is that there was a really in-the-weeds, rare, esoteric plastic Porsche that found an audience that sold for a lot of money, proving that you can take with the right marketing, the right video, the right photography, the right history, documenting all of it. I think they were a little pleasantly surprised. I think in their hearts they thought, this could happen. Won't be surprised if it doesn't. But it happened in a big way. and to the power of the auction company, the original owner's family got in touch with us and filled in a bunch of holes
So cool.
in the early history that we sort of knew the idea in the first 2 years of how the car came to the United States, why it wasn't sold in 1967, why it was sold afterwards. But that was invaluable to the next guy.
They connected.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
and
very-
we've hooked them up now. So they're both in California, the original owner and the new owner.
The owner's son, the original owner's son, gave this prolific description. It was so detailed in the adjectives. You could actually feel like the race day, the first race, and the way his father really cared about this
Yeah,
car.
he used to go with his uncle and his dad to the
Yeah, it's
track.
pretty-
Yeah,
really
it's
emotional.
really good.
And all this is storytelling, right?
Yeah, for sure. So,
Well,
906. Let's underline the 906.
So we found that car for a client 3-4 years ago, whenever it was, 4 years ago, I
Coming up
think.
4 years, yeah. It's a
and-
Sepp Greger car. So if you know Sepp Greger, if you're a Porsche guy, one of the best gentleman drivers in Europe, won multiple hill climb. This is a hill climb championship car that he won in.
This car has a significant list of
Mega wins.
I mean, a laundry list
What
of
color is it?
red.
Red.
Yeah.
So it's cool because it's a 906 that was red from the factory. It's
2 engines.
2 engines. It's got a beefed up 2-liter in it right now. That's a ripper.
Yeah.
And it's
It's
got
a ripper.
Yeah, and it's got a 906. It's got a period correct. That's 1 digit off its original engine, but it's got a proper.
906 engine.
Yeah.
Oh, this is no reserve.
No, this is one of the cars. This may be the only
guys
car.
are not that bold
whether-
yet.
No.
no, not only because
A little bit of business.
it's not ours. It's a client's car, and I don't think he wants to. He'll be perfectly content with keeping it
Got it.
and finding a home for it after the fact if it doesn't meet his reserve.
He doesn't want to roll the dice.
But yeah, we're not looking to set a world record. The market's always shifting. Some stuff is worth more this year. Some stuff is worth significantly less.
What is the market for a fishy GT2 RS?
Ooh.
Well, again, they generally bring around list price plus.
What was list price?
That's where this car is special. It's a $500,000 list for this car. So, is a 550 mile, $500,000 MSRP car worth $500,000? I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's going to sell.
Is that no reserve?
That's no reserve.
Oh, wow.
So that's going to sell.
That's a ball of play.
Yeah, we thought out of all the cars,
the
it's
65 911 being a no reserve. I think it's a
What's the guesstimate for a 65 911? Because at one time I had 7 of those. That one right there is the 310th one ever built.
Whoa.
See the 4-screw grill?
I did see the 4
That's the early
screws.
promos.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Anorak, 4 screws.
4-screw. I mean, people, Solex, these 4-screw.
Or screw that.
Yeah, 4-screw that. So what are we thinking? A quarter mil? 200, 225, 250?
I think the upper echelon will be in the 250 range. Is
Yeah, I mean, if it taps 300,
That market's come down a little bit.
yeah, it has, because it was a $400,000 car not very long ago.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it was
5 years ago that was a $400,000 car.
and that market has corrected down.
Yeah.
So
But as we know in all these markets, when we all started at different points in the Porsche phenomenon, these markets go ebb and flow. Like 73 RSs, like 930s. Imagine that.
oh my God,
Well, hold on.
Carrera GTs.
Carrera GTs.
I mean,
look what they did.
918s. I mean, this
918s.
sort of everything follows an up and down pattern.
I used to say Carrera GT was a supercar bargain, but that was probably, 5, 6, 7 years ago.
When they were
They
$400,000.
seem to
Yeah.
disappear. So you did mention those 3 numbers, 930. What's going on in the 3-liter turbo market? What's going on there?
Well, it's a healthy market.
Okay.
I think it's a price point that a great many people can afford. The Bring a Trailer crowd has no problems spending that $150,000 to $300,000. So I think that slots in that along with a lot of these other cars. So your car that we teased everybody with last time around, rare color, documented owners.
It's officially happening, right?
Yeah, like are you still definitely maybe?
Definitely maybe.
Oh my God.
I've actually committed to letting it go. So by that, here's what I've done in the past month since we last did this little chat.
Yeah.
I started the slippery slope with shakedown of a car that I've owned for 10 years that I hadn't really driven much.
Yep.
So of course, you know, I've got to go through some mechanical things, fix a couple of things. And then I did something I'd never done with that car in almost 10 years of ownership.
You didn't modify it.
I didn't modify it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm known for modifying cars. I think we spoke about that last time, but all my 3-liter turbos are unmodified. They might be lowered on different wheel and tire setups, but they're all actually numbers matching, original color, unmodified. But the 77 one, I actually did something I hadn't done in the whole time I owned that car. I looked at all the invoices. I went through them. I pulled the paperwork. You got a C of A on it.
Yep.
I found out it actually originally left the factory with a turbo script.
Oof.
So I've since put the turbo script on there, which wasn't that easy to find and actually wasn't that easy to put it on and get it lined up, but looks awesome on the car. I'll probably put 1,000 miles on it, shaking it down. I still have a few things on the punch list.
Dry ice, I heard.
Well, yeah, you know, I say dirt don't slow you down. It kind of killed me to take your advice when he told me, well, you should really dry ice clean it. This car had the original Cosmoline on it.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, it's like, do I really want to dry? I've never dry iced a car in my life.
I get it.
What's your opinion after you've done it?
Well, believe it or not, it's still in progress right now. So yesterday was halfway through, and it was unbelievable to see the left side, which had been dry iced, and the right side that hadn't, that still had the original Cosmoline on it. And part of me thought, well, you know, original Cosmoline, but the car doesn't have original paint. When I went through the records, I knew the car had been repainted at some point. It was repainted in the early 80s. Turns out I'm the third owner. I spoke to the second owner who'd owned it, you know, from like 1980 until when I bought it in 2013. So to answer your question, when I looked at it underneath, I go, wow, it actually does look good. The trailing arms almost look beat blasted. But I'm not going down the slippery slope of deciding I'm going to restore this car.
No, you're just cleaning it.
I'm not plating anything.
Yeah.
I'm not powder coating anything.
Yeah.
I'm getting it mechanically ready where when I'm ready to say it's good to go, meaning there's not going to be any issues that I'm aware of at that point. So I'm actually driving it. I've got 1,000 miles on it. I'm enjoying it. I found a few magazines that it was in from 10 years ago that I'll show you.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got the C of A. I went through Ryan Snodgrass's Bible, the 3-liter turbo Bible. I pulled some decoding. That was actually where I found out it came with the strobe strike.
Yeah.
Didn't say it on the C of A from Porsche, but it's in the book that it came with the strobe
This
strike.
thing's got so many things going for it because it's a pre-intercooled, 77, special color, special interior, and the turbo stripe.
Yeah.
And documented low mileage.
Yeah, he's just about to turn over 42,000 miles. So.
Oh, it's high mileage
Yeah,
now.
high mileage.
The 41's the cutoff,
Yeah,
dude.
41. Damn.
There was a reason I suggested the dry ice because, people are going to, at some point, whether the second, first, third owner, whoever decides to repaint it for whatever reason, I wanted the chassis to be shown
Yeah.
to see how nice and original it is. Cars got repainted. It's like a normal thing. It didn't mean it was in a terrible accident.
No.
So trying to get rid of that kind of, crazy commentary that can always come about.
Yeah, it's actually good to see. It's got to be good to see what's underneath there. If there's any leaks, we're going to find them pretty quickly. But I think I've chased the majority of those down. Seals here and there, nothing really major. So, yeah.
Good looking.
Well, I
I'm going
think
to pick it up tomorrow, so we'll find out tomorrow.
I think that was one of the things that shocked both of us, and I think it's because,
records.
well, all the records we had for all the cars, the driving videos, all of the pictures, there was nary a negative comment from the peanut gallery on any of the 7 cars, and that's pretty good because guys can go down rabbit holes to be ultra picky about, name the topic, whether some gasket doesn't look right, or wiper blades aren't right, the side mirrors aren't right, and I think we tried to answer all the questions beforehand. I know that's what you're trying to do now with the 930.
Yeah.
So, get it all out there. I mean, you show all the records, your history, all the recent service work. We didn't just go, all right, I didn't drive it for a couple of years, I'm just going to sell it. You cared that it has, your reputation on it to make it right.
That's the last thing I wanted to do was put a car out there that hadn't been driven in several years because I know how it is. Like these things sit, things dry, things crack, things leak. I didn't want to be in a position attaching my name to something that, I wasn't 100% saying, hey, this is kind of as good as I can get it. without restoring the car, which doesn't need restoring. So, I'm calling that a driver quality car. Bring an Outlaw to work day. I do have it here from 10 years ago, the Urban Outlaw Groupe P. Maybe I got to rework this for a Groupe P.
I think
I can stick that on every car.
I have that T-shirt from when you gave it to me 10 years ago, and that's like my most worn medium shirt.
And that sticker is on the back of my Land Rover, my 1960 Land Rover. Yeah.
Well, sticks to anything. Yeah. Says get out and drive, pedal to the metal.
Dirt don't slow you down.
That's right, but don't slow you down. How do you not have the red book?
I don't have the little red book.
I mean, everyone needs one of these.
I have various factory books.
This is like the Bible.
I'll tell you what all the options are and the codes and everything. But that one I don't have.
266, Ice cream metallic.
Ice cream metallic. Well, let's go back a page. The page marker. How many did they make in 77?
727.
727 in 77.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Last year of the 3 liter, before it goes to 3.3. But what I really found was in Ryan Snodgrass's 3 liter Bible, where I actually managed to pull
All
the info and figured out, I don't have my glasses on, but there's a code here which basically links up to showing that this had the original turbo stripe on it.
Yep.
Describes the interior, the color.
because it has like tartan seats, correct?
Yeah, but between the color, the tartan seat option, the stripe option, it's...
Well, says it here on the C of A, but you know how these things are. They don't actually give you a ton of detail info.
No, they don't.
No, and these are only as good as the person who was putting that information in that day. We've seen plenty of those things being wrong.
But look what else I found. 1 man, 5 turbos.
1 man, 5 turbos.
Yeah.
1 man in or 1 man leave.
Yeah, there you go. And there it is right there.
Huh.
There's the 76.
And it's in German.
It's in German. There's them all lined up. This was the, some total 9/11 thing where I wrote the intro, the opening to it. The card
So it's there.
Let me see if here we go. So here it is.
So is there a quote about the car I fell in love with was a turbo?
Well, there it is, right there.
Yep.
And this is what I always talk about, none of them drive the same.
Yeah. That's cool. I like that back-to-back.
Extravagance right there.
I like
So
it.
anyway, there's a little
3
bit of
liter
history on the car.
extravagance. That's cool.
Look what else I found.
What? The manual?
The service
Workshop manual?
Do you have one of these?
With the Turbo Carrera for North America.
Period correct, because it is a Turbo Carrera.
1976 edition, not some janky reprint.
There you go. Oh, gee.
It's a great year I was born.
They only made these cars 2 years as Turbo Carreras, 76 and 77, as you know.
So, don't you want this for one of the other cars? You're throwing this into the deal?
Is this going to the deal?
I think I should throw it in. Seriously, I think I should.
Can you sign it, like for the owner?
I'll probably put Stay Boosted on
Stay
it.
boosted? Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Got boost.
Got
Stay
boost.
boosted. So anyway, this is all part of what's going to go with it.
That's cool.
This is fantastic.
On that note,
yeah.
I'll leave you guys to it, so stay boosted.
Thanks, Mag.
We'll catch you later.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, later.
See you, bud.
Can you remove your DNA from the fender and the hood of the car keys?
Hold on.
That's like the biggest meat sweat
You
I've ever
sure? You
seen
sure
in my
this is gonna cut through this? All right.
We'll find out.
Let's find out in a sec here.
Is that Pledge?
This is. Why is this gritty? Here we go. Hold on a second here.
Steve, when's the last time you actually detailed a car?
I washed.
Judging by how he's doing
I
that,
know, I'm like-
he's everything detailed.
I'm having like Concord shivers here.
My 500E, I washed myself last week.
Oh my God.
Don't apply this guy to Pebble, to be honest.
Jeez
Come on, look at this.
Louise.
What a mess. This is. I know I'm Italian. Where are the Italian greaseball jokes? Come on. Where are the greaseball jokes? Come on, let's go. Let's hear them.
Jeez Louise.
Micro-aggrieve me. I'm gonna have to go to a safe space.
Micro-aggrieve.
Yeah, safe space.
I think
Nice
I think
done.
this is pretty good. This is
worried-
from
I'm
what
more-
I did.
I'm
Yeah,
more worried
I
about
cleaned
that
it.
trim piece on the
Yeah,
top.
the
That
Christie broke off.
Yeah.
This is a lifelong LA car. This has got over 90,000 miles on it. This might be one of the higher mileage 996 GT2s out there.
Hold
I
on.
had the great honor of driving this when we did that drive.
Yeah.
Sweet car.
You were full tilt boogie.
That was the drive you're waiting for me.
As boost, we were.
Look at that. See how dirty your car is? That's my clean side.
Yeah, very good.